Welcome to the Hoosier Cast with Charlie Miller. I got a great veteran of mine. I got Joe Hillman with me. How you doing, Joe?
Great, Charlie. How are you, buddy?
Awesome,
Thanks for having me
awesome,
on.
man. Awesome. I thank you for being available. So I got a national champ with us this week, people. So, Joe, as I kind of give you an intro to the show, we watch the show as if we're watching the show in our backyard with our good friends, our followers, people that love watching you, watching myself. So, and we chime in. We give them the real, right? We don't hold anything back.
Okay.
We had some great pregame talk, right? So kind of that same talk, kind of going.
I might have to watch myself a little bit.
I hear you, man. So as much as you need to taper it, right? But at the same time, we'll have a good time. People will ask questions. I love to answer questions in between.
Okay.
I love to give insight. Hey, sir, we talked about screens and things that kind of like necessarily going back to yesteryear, but how can now they use the things that we learned in today's game to really take advantage of opportunities. So again, I can't say enough about you being on our show. So thank you a lot.
Yeah, well, no, this is great, and we're going to watch the game. And Indiana needs to play well. I haven't played very well the last two games at home, and
That's right.
And we can talk about a little bit about the Big Ten tournament. Is it good for getting you prepared for the
That's
NCAA
right.
tournament or not? And I got my thoughts on that. And
That's right.
yeah, so they're getting ready to go right now. So this
Let's go. Let's see what happens.
be good.
All right, we got tip off. All right, Joe. Let's see. All right, we got Trace on the left side. But all right, let's see. He's on the left side. All right, going to the right. He's
This
going
is their
middle.
normal deal, right? This is
Going
what they
middle.
always start with.
Yep. Skip one more. Miller got to shoot that. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't think Miller Kopp shoots enough. I mean, he makes,
that's a shot.
he makes a decent decision.
Yeah.
But he's a good shooter, and he needs to get more shots up.
Yeah, hey, look, I keep it simple, Joe. A closeout is loose, shoot it. Closeout, try to attack. Right, exactly.
I think a key in tonight's game is how does Maryland play Davis, because Reese, their big guy, number 10,
Yes,
did a good job at Maryland staying between the basket and Trace, making Trace score over him. And Trace usually has the ability to get by guys. And so that'll be a key factor tonight.
Yep, a big key factor. He's back on the right block. All right, 4-round one.
Like there's too.
Thank you. He went baseline where there's little to no help. Surprise.
Well, he's got great footwork to do it. And actually, Maryland played him in zone that time down.
Yes. That was awesome.
I mean, that's where Trace is so good, though. His ball handling footwork for a big guy gets him shots that most guys aren't going to get.
Can't get. You're right. And Joe, I also got a gripe with the 3-second violation.
No, they never call that.
Dude. That's
That
the shot we just talked about.
Yep, the pull up mid range game for Pochettino.
Stop.
I mean that. You just mentioned about the 3-second. That is out of. They just don't call that anymore.
Right.
They don't call a lot of traveling anymore.
No, not at all.
So good start for IU. I mean, this is they've got 3 guys involved and
right.
And I always think that's the key for Indiana. Shafino's going to score. Davis is going to score. They need a consistent third scorer.
Yes.
And really even maybe a consistent fourth scorer. The good teams that you played on, there was always 3 or 4 guys in double figures.
Exactly. And that's the key. Miller Kopp. There we go. We just talked him up. Right?
He went and found a shot there. Little shot fake dribble, and he hunted a shot. I mean, this is a great start for Indiana.
Yep, good hands, good push.
Oh, there he
is. There you go. There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, we play better too in space.
Yeah, this is huge after the way Indiana came out and played their last 2 games at home. I mean, this is a great start. And they look ready to play. They look refreshed. I mean, mentally after that Purdue game where they won on the road,
right?
They came back and just laid an egg against Iowa.
Yes,
and then I think there's a little bit of a hangover from Iowa going into the Michigan game, and they found a way to win, and they look like they're re-energized here.
Exactly. Good defense. Good hands. Alan Hughes, how you doing? Steve Bailey, let's go Hoosiers. John Pence, how you doing? Love to see some people that continue to come on the show. I got Robert. John, how you guys doing? Robert, John, how cold is in Cincinnati, man? Right now in Dallas, as you see, I got a short sleeve shirt on, man. I'm sorry about that, John.
It was cold here today. Oh, awesome. Man.
Footwork.
Oh, what do they call that?
Charge.
Oh, I was away from the ball. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, I love this start because we got guys other than Trace is going, and that typically.
Yeah, and they're looking for shots. They're not just waiting for Trace to make a play to get a shot. They're looking for their own shots, which is good.
A lot more that way. Yep.
You know, like a guy like Galloway. Galloway is such an energy player, and he doesn't have to be a big scorer. He just needs to defend. He needs to play, and he's going to get a couple steals, a couple of rebounds, and all of a sudden he scores 6 or 8 points, and that is really effective. He doesn't have to be a high volume shooter.
No,
to be effective.
No, he's like the glue guy to me.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Trey Galloway goes, we go, and I think his energy, as you just talked about, is always infectious.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like I said, he doesn't have to be a big scorer to be an effective player to help Indiana win.
Right.
Where Miller Kopp is too good of a shooter not to get more.
Not shoot. Correct.
You know, if he's not going to shoot the ball, then get him out and put Tamar Bates in.
Yep. Box out. Push it. I love this.
Go.
I love this. Okay, Miller. I love it. I love it.
Keep him honest.
Yeah. Instead of going straight up and down. Good defense. I don't like when we go underneath screens either.
Well, they probably because they can't shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, good move by that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he that kid just made a move that Trace usually makes everybody else.
Right. Yeah, bang inside, spin away, right? Spin move when someone's tight and intense inside shoulder hip.
What are your thoughts? You played a couple Big Ten tournaments. I never played a Big Ten tournament because we didn't have it when I played. What are your thoughts on these conference tournaments, especially for these big leagues where it doesn't really matter?
We played in one. Okay. That was my senior year, and we played at the United Center. That was a big deal.
Yeah,
because you're playing where the Bulls played. Jordan.
Yeah,
played.
Jordan. Oh yeah.
And I thought it was neat because we never had one all three years, freshman and junior year. So I thought it was neat they had it, right? I know it was a different day because I remember watching back in the early 90s prior to me going, it was always whoever won the most games, you won the Big Ten outright.
Right.
Yeah, so what was your thoughts on that?
Well, I never played in one, but I always thought like going through the 18-game gauntlet was a team that was the thing. And to me, I don't know how everybody says, oh, this prepares you for the one and done. But how does it prepare you to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get back late Sunday night, have probably Monday off, and then possibly have to travel on Wednesday? How does that prepare you to play on Thursday? I don't know. I just think you're playing 3 games in a row. They're emotional games. And it's just, I don't know. I would love to go back and see how these teams have done. Now, a team like Ohio State that's won a couple of games, they got to keep winning. It gives them a chance to potentially get in if you had a guy hurt. But I'm like, okay, if Ohio State gets in, happens to win the league or win the conference tournament, do they really deserve an NCAA bid after the season they had? I mean, I don't know.
Well, and as you know, if they do go lay an egg as a 12th seed, you know what you're going to hear? They don't deserve a spot.
Well, that's true.
Right? Because they had to work their way up, as you're talking about, just through fatigue, just to get in that spot.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't – I mean, literally, except for the fact that Indiana didn't play – a lot of good basketball the last 2 games. They played in spurts in the Michigan game.
Right.
They played awful in the Iowa game after playing great in the Purdue game. I don't think it hurts Indiana if they get beat tonight. Now they go get rested, and now they've got basically a week to prepare, and they get ready to roll that following weekend. So, I mean, but they need to play well, and if they had played really well after the Purdue game, I would say, you know what? Who cares? They
right.
They need to go get ready to roll. But
Correct.
they've got to play some good basketball to get their confidence back up, because they just didn't have it the last two games, and those were home games too, where you should never struggle on those two games.
Correct. I wonder. I don't know any updates on Xavier Johnson.
Well, I saw a thing last week. He's done. He's not playing this year.
Oh, he's done. Okay, got it.
Yeah, because they're gonna try to he's gonna appeal and try to get a 6th year.
6th year. Okay, got it. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, we talked about that athleticism.
Right?
Attack it downhill, throw the lob, can't let him get behind you.
Well, you see, that's where Kopp can be so efficient though on shot fake.
Come on, Miller. That pass is to Trey Galloway.
Jeez, you made me look an idiot there.
That's good banging. That's good banging. A good position. You know he's left-handed. I'm hoping there's a chance down for it. He's going to go right shoulder.
Sometimes guys just make plays.
That's right.
That's a good play. What are you going to do?
Great. Hey, second good play is made, right? That's the one who was on the left side and made a nice little spin move. Yeah. I love that. It's okay. Get back down the court.
See, that's the play that I'm talking about. This Reese kid can stay in between the bucket and Trace, and Trace struggles a little bit to score over people. But that's where I'd like to see, get that guy in your heel, give a little shot fake, get back, use your right hand.
Correct. You got Trey Galloway right there. Keep it simple.
Where do most of your people that you get on this show, where are they? IU grads? Are they people from Dallas? I mean, are they Indiana people?
Indiana people, fans of the show. So this is a part of Indiana Sports Beat.
Gotcha.
So I was asked to, if I had the capacity and time, and I love talking shop like this, man. So when Jim Coyle asked me about the opportunity, I said I'm going for it. Right, they got a chance to be on. Remember Robbie Eggers, my former teammate.
Sure. Yeah, Robbie's been on. I see Robbie every once in a while.
Yeah, Kurt's been on. Kurt Hastings been on.
Is he living in Tennessee still?
Yeah. Actually, man, he's a congressman.
Oh yeah. What is Andre Patterson doing these days?
Andre Patterson is the assistant GM for Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah. Yes. He was with the Cavs as a player. He was over player personnel, and then went to the Cavs last year. I'm sorry, with the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, Trailblazers. Yeah.
Now, do you guys stay in touch much, or?
Yeah, we talk here, there, text. I mean, like we got a text stream group around Christmas time. We all get on. And how you guys doing? Checking in. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. How about you? I know you guys probably, stay. I mean, I can only imagine.
Well, it's interesting. We have so many guys that nobody really lives around here, and everybody's scattered all over the place. The championship team, we got text threads going and all that, and then I'll see Lyndon Jones once in a while. He's a guy I played with my senior year.
Lyndon Jones.
But then we just don't see a lot of guys. I mean, Alford's in Nevada.
Yeah.
Dean Garrett lives in Las Vegas. Keith Smart's coaching at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Steve Isle lives in Colorado. Todd Meyer lives in Wisconsin. So we're everywhere.
Okay, got
it. And not a lot, not a lot of guys come back to the games just because they're still involved in the game and long way away.
In some way capacity.
We have some text threads going on, and I mean, it's always fun.
Yeah, good. That's awesome, man.
Oh, gosh, what a break there. Oh, and then we give it back to him.
Wow. Yeah, I watched when Malik Renault was in. Man, I want him to get better with his court awareness, off-ball defense.
Yeah, the other thing that if I had any, he's only a freshman.
Yeah,
he's going to be really good. He shoots it every single time he gets it.
Yeah,
I mean it's now he's got the ability to score,
right.
But he needs to do a better job of court awareness. What do you know when to shoot, when to pass.
Right. Well, we talked about that, right? So it's like, every time you catch it, if you want to think shot, put the ball in shoot, but be aware.
Aware. I think that's something that Miller Kopp needs to add. Think shot. Every time Miller Kopp catches it, he should think shot because the other team's thinking he's going to shoot it. And even if you're not, give a little fake, drive, create a play.
That's right. And that's what, so you say that's kind of one of the mentalities that I teach players. It's younger, catch, put eyes on rim. This is not triple threat. Catch it, eyes on rim. Even if you can't shoot it, you're going to get that defender to be more alert and aware to what you're doing versus catching it or playing hot potato. Catch, think shot.
Well, the thing I hate the most is when a guy catches it, dribbles once, and picks it up.
Picks it up, right? Yep.
I mean, now you're dead. Well, one dribble stop, you're dead. I mean, why even put it on the floor?
Izzo called that the P dribble, like you're peeing on yourself.
But I mean, you've just killed yourself.
You just killed it,
with whatever you're going to do, and usually it's just bounce it once, pick it up. I mean, that drives me nuts.
Yep. Yeah. So let's see the comments over here. It said Michael Austin, glad to hear that, John. Okay, Michael Haas, Joe, I'm a Purdue fan. Yeah. So IU grad. Originally from West Lafayette, but live in Indianapolis. But thank you for joining us, Michael. I appreciate you for being on the show.
He's an IU grad and a Purdue fan.
Yeah, he's conflicted.
Well, I'm a Purdue fan once in a while too.
Yeah. It says Fred says I'm a 75 IU grad. Love it. Lives in Eastern PA. An old guy. Love it. Appreciate you being on, man. Thank you. So awesome. Hey, Joe, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay, perfect.
And come right back, if you don't mind, man.
No sweat.
Give me some water and be coming right back, sir. Are you frustrated or burned out because you never get the playing time you want? Do you work harder and harder and invest more and more money, but your coach doesn't reward your hard work and investment with more playing time? It's time you get the playing time you deserve. Unlock your potential and accelerate your basketball development with the TAC Basketball Academy Training Vault. You get exclusive online access to over 130 videos and 10 basketball playlist categories and 3 online 8-week courses designed for you to work at your own pace no matter what your level. The tight ball handlers course to take your dribbling game to the next level. The high percentage finisher course to teach you when to use the most important finishes, making you a beast at the rim. The consistent sharpshooter course to ensure you confidently knock down shots in every game. And new content is added to the Training Vault every 2 weeks. I developed the Training Vault for my global holistic training standard and straightforward develop, grow, excel system to empower you to develop the elite skills and mindset to never be frustrated or burned out again. Simply scan the QR code or type the URL at the bottom of your screen to learn more. It's time you enjoy more playing time. Appreciate you, buddy. So right now, I'm having so much fun with you.
I don't even know what the score is.
You know it, man. It is right now 17-15. We're up by 2 with 11 minutes and 32 seconds left. And I want to, as the game gets back on, right now we know that this is the 12-minute TV timeout.
Yep.
So, Robbie and I talked a lot about playing those 4-minute increments. We're going to talk about that next TV timeout to kind of let people know how important it is to win these next 4 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's. Oh, yeah, 1 second on the shot clock. Yeah, and we always talked about first 5 minutes of the second half, really. And I always think it's important how you finish the first half, too.
Correct.
And like, for example, IU actually played pretty good in the first half against Michigan, but Michigan just dominated the last 5 minutes, last 8 minutes, really. Kind of got the game back under their control, going with all the momentum, and then bang, punch us right in the mouth to start the second half.
Right.
And we didn't react very well. So, that's now this is where right now with this lineup right here, this is where Miller Kopp and Tamar Bates got to be scorers here because Trace Jackson's out, and he can't just leave it all on Jalen Huchefino to be the guy.
I was going to say, how's that not 3 seconds? What are you waiting on?
Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, they called it. We said they never called it.
I'm like, what are you waiting on? Like a foul? I mean, he was in there for 8 seconds.
They just don't call it anymore. It's just crazy.
Yeah, 3 IU guys around him. He's over there trying to pivot his butt off, not moving. What are you waiting on? Can't make a play. He didn't call a timeout. Oh, Geronimo's in. He hadn't played.
He's in. I mean, this is a different lineup than I used to have. I mean, this is really interesting because they got now they're going to take Jalen off the ball. But yeah, I mean, again, this is where you got to get.
This is
Gates guys need to score here.
Yeah. This is.
And Gal, I mean, there you go. Oh God, the ref wanted to call, but he didn't.
Right now, I got 18-17. Maryland just hit a 3.
Oh, I'm a little behind you then.
Okay.
Let me speed this up here.
All right.
All right.
So right now, Jalen has it.
Yep.
All right, Geronimo just cleared. Good move. Go strong. They let us play a little bit.
Yeah, they're banging around.
That's a tough call. Reach across. They let us play a little bit.
But back there on that last IU possession, I mean that's where Malik's got to come up with a little righty jump hook there.
Correct.
He makes a nice move, gets to the rim, but he exposes the ball right in front of the guy when he goes back to his left hand. If he just uses his right hand there, he banks it.
Even if you miss it, right? I mean, ball like defense, ball body. Man, same thing offense, ball body. My body's in between. I miss it. I'm right up at the right man.
Yeah, but if you shoot it with your left hand, look what happens.
It's right there, right by.
Right there where he's at.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's kind of, so, I don't like using the word IQ. I mean, everybody got their own thing. I'm more, you said it earlier, I'm more of an awareness guy, man. Like, you have to understand, like, simple things. Like, be aware. We know you are left-handed, but that's a simple, easy put back with that right. And you got the glass to shoot a high percentage off as well.
Yeah, that's just, that's just a guy that probably hasn't, but in the games that he played in high school, he probably hasn't played against guys this size and this big.
Right.
Or he didn't do it every single night in high school, and so he didn't have to.
No. We got lucky on that one. We got real lucky. Malik just went down the middle, spin move.
Yeah.
And, the tough place to spin in the middle of the court, blindsided.
Well, again, all he's looking to do is shoot the ball, and he needs to be more aware of
surrounding.
You don't have to shoot it every time you get it.
Right.
See, this kid from Maryland does a pretty good job against Davis.
Yeah. See where he's at? Where you going?
Wow.
That was tough. If you notice too.
I don't know how that's a foul on Maryland.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a bailout. That's a real bailout. I mean,
he just jumps right into it. What's the defense?
Right into it. That's not a foul. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. You talked about how Reese stays in between Trace Jackson Davis, in between the basket and Trace. Well, I want you to notice something. Reese is left-handed as well.
Yeah, good point.
And watch this. When he plays him, Reese's left side of his body is right in the middle of Trace. So that way you can't read it. So it's tough to read. See, again, awareness, right? It's tough to read, Joe.
Guys just don't play against left-handers very much.
Right. And
that's the stuff. Right. I mean, this play right here. Indiana's just standing. What are we doing?
Look, why no man's land. Why is it so high, Trace? I mean, Race. But see, I'm a lefty.
But he's standing straight up. He's not even ready to anticipate anything.
Yeah, man. See, look, what? Look. See where he's at?
Yeah,
See, he's a lefty. So he's playing him because he knows he's going right shoulder. And again,
that's interesting. I've never ever thought about that because it is amazing how many times he gets turning back and you go, well, don't people read scouting reports and know that he's going to turn right shoulder every single time?
Well, whether they're saying it or not, this kid is left-handed. So this kid might be lucking up into default defense opportunities. Right now, Maryland's up by 7, 24-17. We had to call a timeout, 8 minutes, 19 seconds left.
So my daughter, who never watched basketball ever, goes to Indiana, and now that she's graduated, she wants to watch Indiana all the time. She just sends me a text. Oh my gosh, how many turnovers are we going to have?
Yeah, right.
She's right. I mean, the thing about turnovers you don't get shots. Okay, you just missed out an opportunity. Normally, when you turn the ball over, their team gets a run out or decent look. So just handling the ball, taking care of the ball. And I just always feel like sometimes we're just so nonchalant with the ball, like we're just going to get it back and okay, that happens. Every possession's got to be a grind.
Well, you said I call it EPM, man. Every possession matters. Every possession, and that's kind of going back to, again, a style of play. Whatever we do, it's like our sets and actions they're scripted. It's dribble down, hand it off, come off, run. Screens aren't really set hard. Come off a ball screen. We know Jalen going. I know, everybody knows Jalen's going to shoot it, and he's already done it a couple of times. 2 dribble hard, pull up mid-range, love it, right? Sometimes by default. And if Trace is not backing somebody down scoring, we look hapless. We look like we don't know how to get it. We had energy in the beginning of the game. That energy now is kind of gone. The flow.
Yeah, no, right. And this Michael Hogue just made a really good point. He said, "Hey, they're starting to double Davis every single time, and he's turning into it instead of going the other way." Well, Michael, he's comfortable turning right shoulder and getting that left hand away. We talked a little bit earlier with Malik. You got to get to the baseline and use your right hand. They're not comfortable with that though. And Trace has done a good job spinning to that baseline and then going underneath the basket and reversing it. But he's got to turn Michael away from the double and get to, or he's got to kick it out and reestablish.
Yep. And if you turn away from it, from the right side, you're going to go baseline where there's little to no help. And I feel he's athletic enough to just go up.
Oh, yeah.
You go middle, you have to know that the swing pass is the top of the key. You can't make that direct pass. You got to go top of the key, swing it. Now, hopefully, Miller Kopp, Tamar Bates over there, Graves just kind of lift and shoot.
One thing I would like to see more of, and you don't see it with any college team hardly ever, when 2 guys are involved in a high pick and roll, you should have 3 guys standing. And I don't understand why there's not some type of down screen or some
misdirection.
The occupy defenders. And like you just said it, hey, we're going to swing it to the high top of the key because Shafino's going to be there. Right. And Miller Kopp's going to be in the left corner. You don't have to look.
Right.
I mean, you just know that's where they're going to
be. You know he's there. Correct.
Making some movement and creating and sliding and somebody cutting to the basket, and then you can always replace. Just being hard to guard is such a key. Nobody shoots free throws anymore. We talked about a pregame. Shooting free throws is the most efficient way to score in basketball. It just is. And then everybody's got to shoot threes.
Double down, swing it. See, don't tell me. All right, we got lucky
there. So
yes, I take that. You got 3 on him.
Yeah, he needed to move that right away.
Whoever's guarding the cutter, you got to cut right off their butt. You know that, man. I mean, like those are the things I would love to see. Cut through, be ready to help him release that pressure.
I mean, he splits that, and we all go, "Oh, that was a great play by Davis." Well, that was really bad play defensively.
It's a bad play, exactly.
I mean, how do you you got 2 or 3 guys, how do you let him split you like that?
Yep.
So we were talking about the TV timeouts and the things, these 4-minute spurts. Indiana needs to play these next, they're going to get a TV timeout here. and they need to kind of reestablish what they had going in the first 5 minutes, because it's really kind of gotten away from Indiana here over the last 8 minutes. They need to finish these little quadrants, these 4-minute periods, and they need to win this next period so that they can get into halftime in a better situation. Now, is that Reese's third?
Let's see here.
Well, no, Maryland's only got 2 fouls, so it can't be his third. Yeah. It's got to be a second. Gosh,
right now
Davis has missed 3 free throws, though. That's not good.
Yep. Right now, Maryland's up 24-19. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left. Reese is out right now.
I think Reese has 2 fouls.
2 fouls, yeah. So
they got to take advantage of this because he's a good.
Got to take advantage of it. The action, Joe, now in college, or actually, it's to look out for. The action now in college is what they call the Chicago action, which what we're talking about, but now it's more done with a pin down that follows a dribble, a handoff. So it's like literally a double screen, Joe. It's a double screen. Yeah, we just left the guy wide open.
Yeah, who are we guarding? Yeah. I mean, we got guys confused out here.
Yeah. And we just had a
so that pin down thing, but there's not a lot of down screening in
no, but I'm saying, but the pin down, it's a double. It's a double.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a pin down at least to a double. That's the action that Michigan runs now. Purdue runs that same action. It's a copycat action that people are running. But that day of off ball, away screens, that day's gone.
I know it's gone, but it was
gone,
and it was hard to
guard. Very. I mean, very. You tell it. You won a national championship always, so trust me, I can understand it.
It's funny. I have guys in our office that always say, "Gosh, I look at you guys hardly ever shot any 3-point shots." I said, "Yeah, we didn't need to."
You need to.
I said we got to the free throw line and we made 2s.
You cut them up. That's right.
The idea is to score the most points, not how you score them. And too many teams fall in love with the 3-point line.
That's right.
And I hear all this analytics. Well, you're better off shooting well, you know what? You're better off just making shots. And
you said it. You said it earlier, and I definitely want to talk about this at the half. But the teams that average 1.1 points per possession, they win a lot of games, Joe.
Oh,
they win.
And so get fouled every single time down. You're going to shoot better than 50%.
You're going to shoot.
You're going to be better than that.
You're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was games where my senior year, we had games where we were shooting 35, 40 free throws.
Right.
I mean, we were hard to guard, and we just kept cutting, and guys are chasing. And you get guys in foul trouble, guess what? Now you get to their bench. And now you get the guys that aren't used to playing a lot of minutes. I don't know. The game, it's just the 3-point shot, and it's trickled down from the NBA 10 years ago now to college. Now you go watch high school games. That's all they do. Now you go watch the seventh grader, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
But it's great when you're hitting them. I mean, it's when you're knocking down threes like Michigan did in that start of the second half.
Yes.
It looks great. But guess what? It dried up real quick.
Correct. Real quick. There's a question, Joe, that looks like Michael Hall wants to know about. I guess after you guys lost against Richmond.
Yeah, I see that. Well, Michael, we actually lost to Cleveland State in '86, and then in '88 we lost to Richmond after we won it all. So coming back, it was really interesting coming back from that '86 team because we were 14-3 in the Big Ten and went up to Michigan and played Michigan, who was 14-3 for the Big Ten championship in '86. And we were a small team. Gerald Thomas played center for us at 6'7". Wow. And then we got Dean Garrett and Keith Smart, and they just fit in perfect. And the great thing about Dean and Keith, what they did is they from day one, they came in and said, what do we have to do to help? It wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm going to be the guy, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that. They just came in and accepted what they were supposed to do. Yeah. And then it just got better and better and better as we went along. And we were good. I mean, Alfred obviously was a great shooter, great player. Daryl Thomas was a great college player. He scored for us. He rebounded for us, defended. I mean, he was just if Daryl was 6'9", he'd played in the NBA forever. But I mean, yeah, and we were tough mentally. We just didn't think we were going to lose, and we lost 4 times that year, and it felt like we lost 100 of those.
Wow, that's mentality, man.
I mean, it's just so it's interesting when he asked, did you know you were going to be good? Well, you think you're going to be good,
right?
And now you get going, and success breeds success, and now you're pretty good.
Exactly.
And we just had guys, and we never lost close games. We really just we had confidence in ourselves to make free throws at end of games. We had confidence in ourselves that we weren't gonna mess up. Somebody might beat us, but we weren't gonna beat ourselves.
Right.
And we had enough ability with athletic ability that we weren't gonna get out athletic, and we weren't gonna there just weren't gonna be teams that were gonna be better than us.
Right.
And we had a mentality that we just weren't going to lose. Now, again, we lost in a couple games, but so that team coming off of what we did in '86, which '86 ends up nobody remembers that we were pretty darn good. I mean, we went to the last weekend. If we win at Michigan, we're the Big Ten champs. We finished second in the league, but we go and get beat by Cleveland State, who was just a terrible matchup for us because their center was 6'6", and so they played small also. And they pressed, and we didn't handle the press very good, and we get beat. And everybody thought it was the biggest upset ever, but they were really pretty good. And they ended up losing to Navy in the Sweet 16. So with David Robinson, but yeah, so we knew coming back that we were going to be pretty good just from what we had if we could erase the massive disappointment of losing in the first round. So that summer was big. Everybody stuck around, and like I said, adding Dean and Keith added size, added quickness, and Dean was just a good, solid force in the middle that we didn't have the year prior.
Right. That's awesome to hear, man. I definitely want to hear about, your perspective, your point of view leading up to the shot, Keith.
Yeah, that's interesting. We played really well against Vegas in the Final Four game in the national semis, and then neither team played great in the Syracuse game. Guys were tired. I mean, it was just kind of a sloppy game.
As you were talking about playing all those games, yeah.
Yeah, and it was hot and humid down in New Orleans, and but Smart made a basket to cut it to 1, and we called timeout. And in that timeout, coach said, all right, let's not guard the inbounds, but we are going to foul Coleman or Cycli. Whoever gets it, let's not let anybody else get it, but let's let them get it. Let Douglas get it. Let Cycli, or not Douglas, but Coleman get it, or Cycli. We're going to foul right away. There's 29 seconds left. Right. So Cycli takes it out, inbounds the ball right to Douglas, which was absolutely perfect for us. And look at that. They're going to take that away. Got it over the backboard. That's a good call. So we foul Coleman. We call another timeout. And at the timeout, coach says, all right, when he misses his free throw, let's just go down and get the best shot that we can get. I don't care who gets it. The first good shot we get, let's take it. And I don't care who gets it, but let's not let this thing wind down to the end. But let's not take a bad shot.
Right. That's great.
And so Coleman, of course, goes out and misses. And we kind of come down, and they switch from man-to-man to box and 1 at the timeout. So now it takes us, if you watch that replay, it takes Keith and I a little bit of time to kind of figure out what's everybody in. And so now we're going to get in our box and 1, and clock's ticking down. And when we ran our box and 1 offense, we ran Steve along the baseline with kicks off of Daryl or Keith. and they took it away pretty well. And the thing that really helped us is Keith makes the shot with 4 seconds left.
Right.
And in today's game, there would have been 4 seconds on the clock because the clock wouldn't have kept running. In my day, the clock kept running, and Syracuse didn't call a timeout until there was 1 second left. And that was huge for us.
Wow.
Because then they just inbound the ball and basically had, just a heave up in the air.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, coach was great about, all right, when Coleman misses his free throw,
that's what I'm saying. That right there.
If Coleman would have made both free throws, he probably calls a timeout, and maybe we run to get a 3, or knowing coach, we'd have gone to the basket, got the 2, and then just extended the game.
Right. I love let's get the best shot.
Oh no, he did. And so afterwards, Charlie, I'm sitting in there, and we're in New Orleans, so we're in the Saints locker room.
Yeah.
Big, huge locker rooms in the football thing, and all the media's in there. And Bob Lee, from one of the original guys at ESPN, he comes in and he's interviewing me, and he says, "Joe, walk us through what Coach said at the timeout." And I told him that story. He said, "Hey, when Coleman misses his free throw, I want the first good shot taken.
Yeah.
Whoever gets a good one, I don't care who it is. If it's a good shot, step up and knock it down." And so I'm telling that story, and Coach Knight walks by right when I'm saying that. He goes, "Yeah, but Bob Hillman knew not to take that shot." So, but Charlie, it's funny because we have that picture of Keith making the shot, and the ball's sitting right in the thing, and I'm sitting right in the middle of the lane, just all by myself, to where if a rebound comes, I'm probably going to have it. Unless it goes long, I got a really good shot at getting a rebound. And I tell my buddies, I have nightmares at night that Keith misses that. I get the rebound, they foul me, and I miss both, and we lose.
Oh, my God. I hear that. The what if. What if, but, luckily you have to never go worry about that.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
Jalen, I want to tell you this. Jalen hit that shot we talked about, the little
mid-range
dribble. Man, I mean,
and that's out of the game. He's kind of old school, and that's going to help him at the next level.
Yep, because that's going to be a lot of pick and rolls. Good defense, Malik. That's good defense.
I mean, the thing is the game now, everybody gets out around that 3-point line that they kind of forget, hey, we're protecting the rim and we're protecting the 3-point line. This is a nice little run by Indiana here.
Yeah. Good play.
They got to finish this half. Now they're back in the game. The momentum's kind of theirs. And they've kind of reestablished what they started with in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
Now they got to get a stop here. I mean, this is big. You got to get a stop here without fouling.
Score. Oh, what the hell? What?
Oh, that ball went to the.
How? We got so lost on that defensive possession. See what happens.
Yeah, run a nice little play here, and
Big and Rose coming. I would love to see Miller Cop be down where Malik is at. Let Malik come down and get a screen for him.
Yeah, pinch just they're gonna foul. Maryland's only got 5 fouls.
Yeah,
have Miller Carp, and then he can go either way.
Go either which way.
Screen.
Yeah, and then a simple read from Jalen could be Miller goes right. Let's get now ball screen with Trace. They make me. If I reject it, I've been making the 2 dribble pull up jumper.
I love that.
It
makes him harder to guard.
Yes, you said it earlier. Being hard.
Oh my God, they didn't call the foul. Maryland was trying to foul.
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting 20 minutes. They played really well for 5, and then we sit around for 10, and then we played pretty well for 5.
Yeah, right now, Maryland's up by 2, 34-32 at the half. Looks like, again, like you said, we came out to shoot. We played aggressively. I don't know, Miller Cop came out. Trey Galloway came out. We had an interesting lineup I've never seen before. But yet, we survived, and I thought we played well those last 4 minutes. You said that quad.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so
awesome. We kind of reestablished what we were trying to do offensively, and didn't turn the ball over. That's one thing. This guy, I see this guy in his comments, John Feinstein, ? Fred, what do you want to know about John Feinstein?
Is that the season on the brink?
That's the guy who wrote Season on the Brink, yeah. I mean, he basically he was a player. He was in every meeting. He was mean, he basically had free access.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote the book. And we were again, that was the year that we lost to Cleveland State, and we were having a good year. And then it was all forgotten about because we lose to Cleveland State, and he writes this book.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Fred says Charlie was 100% right on the IU Michigan game in Ann Arbor a couple weeks ago. What do you think for this game and what they're talking about? You mentioned it. You mentioned it earlier about Michigan at home when they shot all those threes, but they couldn't sustain it, right?
Yeah, Michigan could.
In Ann Arbor, they did the same thing. They shot lights out. But
yeah,
I was telling our people, I was like, look, we're fine. They're shooting tough threes, tough twos, fadeaways. That's not going to sustain. Those are going to be long rebounds we're going to take advantage of. And lo and behold, that's why we won that. It was an ugly game. It was 62-61. Jalen Sapino hits a layup, right, to kind of win the game. It was an ugly win, but you know what? Maryland's making some tough shots. Again, for me, I always say this. We got to pay more attention to being off the ball playing defense. Race Thompson was standing upright in the lane. Someone gets behind him for a dunk. That's ball watching. You got to be down with pistols, right? And we're going to talk about this. I always talk about with Robbie. So I might call this segment the blue tape segment, but like the tape in practice. If y'all had that blue tape in the middle of the court, right? So like, I mean, you kind of have that mental image of balls at top of the key. That line should be in the middle of my body. I should also be one step below my player, so I know where he's at or chucking, right? So it's like we get caught ball watching, and I think a lot of times that's what kind of gets us in trouble. I think several possessions, not only ball watching, we saw some threes. We got totally lost on switches.
Well, that goes down to what we talked about. Every position matters. And it's not just on the offensive end.
Exactly.
It's on the defensive end, too, if not even more important on the defensive end.
Yes. Yeah, so we're getting awareness. I mean, and like you said it, Joe, I'm not, and again, I try to talk from I can't say fairness, but I'm not in the locker room, but these are the things I wish that I'm hoping that the coaches and staff are talking to them about when they're watching film, not just what you didn't do or what you did well. Hey, man, you got to be more aware. Your off-ball game needs to be more on point than your on-ball game. You're not going to be on the ball that long. Off ball, you're going to be off 89% of the chances of your playing time possessions, you're going to be off the basketball.
Yeah, unless you're guarding a point guard that all they run is pick and roll.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so, for the second half, I mean, Indiana's just got to kind of reestablish that. I think they kind of fell in love with let's just go to Trace, to Trace. Where at the start of the game, guys were aggressive and getting their own shots as far as looking and attacking. Miller, they got to get back into that. Indiana falls in love too many times with letting Trace just do all the work, and now they watch. They just stand there and they watch him make plays. And if he's making them, yeah, great, but you got to get other guys involved. Right. And if other guys get involved, now Trace is going to be that much more effective. But defensively, they got to do a better job of guarding players and not giving up so many wide open threes. I mean, of these threes that Maryland's made, probably 4 or 5 of them have been almost wide open shots.
Yeah, they're 6 for 13 from the 3-point line. We're 1 for 3.
Yeah, I'll bet 4 of those, though, are just guys got lost.
Yeah, we got lost. Exactly. Yeah, just got totally lost.
If you're going to give up shots, you got to at least make them make tough shots.
Make them tough. Yeah, tough twos, tough threes, man. I agree. Tough twos.
What was the rebounding stats?
Rebounding stats right now. I'll tell you right now. Rebounding edge right now.
Because it seemed like we got beat on the boards a little bit.
Actually, we're up by 2. We have 20. Yeah, we have 20 to 18.
Yeah, it just seemed like Maryland got a couple of second and third chance buckets too.
Turnovers are even at 5 each. They have 5 steals. We have 1.
Yeah, well, that was that spurt where we went from the 14-minute mark to the 8-minute mark where we turned the ball over too many times.
Yeah.
So we got to take care of the ball better. We got to Again, Maryland's not bad. I mean, Maryland was very good at home, which everybody seems to be in the Big Ten.
Correct.
We kind of talked about it earlier on. There's too much of a mentality that it's too hard to win on the road, and that's just a terrible. It's just a terrible mentality going into games when you play. And I think it gets talked so much about. Oh, it's so hard to go on the road and win in college basketball. It's this. Oh, this is a hard place to play. It gets in people's mind and they're almost like, oh, okay, well, I got an excuse now. And that's that. You got to be able to be mentally tough enough to say, okay, we're blocking this out and we're good enough. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm worried about the Big Ten going into the tournament. They're talking 9 or 10 teams getting in from the Big Ten. I think we got a league that's pretty mediocre. They win a lot of games because everybody wins at home. Tough places to play. They all take advantage of playing at home. But I don't know if, as a league, if we are. I'm worried what last year. Last year
it was a disaster.
They got crushed.
Yeah, it was a disaster. So
so it comes back to there's a belief in your mind and mentality. Doesn't matter where you're playing. It's we got to take care of things that we know that we can take care of. And we always talked about this in our own locker room. Do what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
You don't got to do more.
That's right.
Play like you can play.
Right.
And I remember Coach a couple times walking up to me when I was a sophomore the year we won it all. And he just came in and said, Joe, I'm putting you in the game because I need you to go make plays.
Right.
I'm not putting you in because I think you're going to play bad. Relax and go play. And then, I remember we were playing a game against Michigan State at home or something. He walked up to me after the game. We hadn't played very well. He walked up to me after the game and said, now, look, you can play like that. You can really help us. Pass me on the back, and we walk in.
Exactly.
Now, would he ever say that in front of everybody? Probably not.
No.
But, but he always said the real nice things to you one-on-one. And he ripped you in front of everybody.
Yeah. So,
but that's when he says and talks to you like that, it's like, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. I'm not putting you in because I think you're going to play bad. I'm putting you in because you need to help us.
That's classic. I got a classic one. I'm going to make it not PG-13, but I'm going to make it. You'll get, everybody will get the scene. So Coach Knight, how before we go out, we're getting ready
for a game. This is a game.
For a game at home. He gives pregame speech. All right, so we all go our ways. So I go to the bathroom. Figure out what I was doing in the bathroom. Lo and behold, right next to me in the stall is Coach Knight. We both take care of business, right? That same conversation. All right, Charlie. All right, tonight, when you get it, let it fly. Shoot it. All right, Coach. Hey, hey, look. I see his legs. He sees mine. All right, Charlie. All right now. Hey, when you catch it, let it fly. All right, Coach, I got you. Hey, okay. So we're having, that intimate one-on-one, right, in the crapper, right? But that vote of confidence.
Yeah, I mean,
he was good. That game plan, and then okay, man, I believe in you. Go out here and play. Yeah. I'll recruit you. So cool. Cool story for me, man. I love it.
Well, he used to say to us all the time, hey, we didn't bring you here to Indiana to lose. I brought you here to win. And so when we win, that's what we're expected to. And we're not going to jump up and down every time we win. But when we lose, you're going to hear it from me because losing's not okay. And, and I remember with our mentality, with our teams, especially our good teams, was we hated to lose more than we liked to win.
Yeah.
And you saw a little bit of that this year with Indiana. They go up to Purdue, played really well, big win. Yep. 2 days later, they come home and lay an egg against Iowa. Yeah. Just played awful. Yeah. And I would have thought that Woody playing for Coach and seeing all that, I would have thought he would have called a timeout 4 or 5 minutes into the game and sat all the starters' ass and said, you know what? You guys want to play like this, you can sit here all night.
Right.
You're ready to play, come and let me know. And he didn't do that, and we just continued to play bad the whole night. Sometimes I think coaches these days now are so worried about getting on kids and sitting them down because of this transfer portal and
Right.
this, but maybe, I mean, I could be dead wrong about that, but it just seems like coach got everything out of you, because if you knew you didn't give the full effort, you were going to sit.
Well,
and there was times where you thought it was unfair, for sure. Probably was unfair.
Yeah.
But he demanded an excellence out of everybody, and we didn't want to lose, because you didn't want to go through all that.
Right. Yeah. And I can only, listen, when you talk about giving all you got, every possession, and it matters deeply. And I mean, the mentality, you're talking mentality, man. I mean, that's just like I love this, because as you know too, this is the same mentality you apply within your office.
Well, yeah, you know what though, Charlie, I had to be that, like that,
right?
Because I wasn't going to jump up over everybody. For me to play, and all I wanted to do was play. I mean, I did whatever. I'd run through the wall if that's what they told me. But I had to be that mental, and I had to do the right things, and I had to play the right way. I had to block out. I had to defend, take good shots or whatever. And then and then my junior and senior year, you get a little bit more freedom and do some things. But the one thing that Coach, you just said this. He demanded it every single time, every possession, every play.
That's right.
But he also did that in practice.
Exactly. It was a correlation.
Because if you didn't play well in practice, you had a white jersey on, and you
had a white jersey. Oh, I got
practices were hard.
I got a lot of white jersey stories. I got one great one. I remember coming in, red jersey on. Charlie, come over here. Oh, you just talking, shooting crap. Hey, put the white shirt on. After the hugs, put a white on, Charlie, and walks off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I used to put a red jersey on every day just to make him switch me. Like, I was in the doghouse the year we won it all. We go down to Vanderbilt and get beat. Wow. And he's all over me and Cree Smith. Like, you two guys are out of your league. You guys need to transfer. You can't play here. Blah, blah, blah. You're off this team. And we're sitting in the locker room, team's out practicing, and he's basically kicked us off. He's walking back in and says, hey, put on a white jersey. We need guys to practice against, because this isn't working. So we put a white jersey on. Very next day, I said, Cree, put that red jersey back on. Make him switch it. I threw on a red jersey because I knew it pissed him off.
Love it. No, I love it. And for the people that's listening to us, in practice, we got our practice jersey. So the red jerseys were the starters.
First seven guys usually.
Seven guys. You're going into the game. Scouting report, and the white shirts were typically the scouting team or the players probably weren't going to play, right? So sometimes I love being on the white because I can now show and prove. Hey, you're Resper tonight, Charlie. You're Michael Finley. Go out here every time you touch it, right?
Oh, yeah. And then we took it up when you were a white.
And then we took stats in practice, right? So all these little details we're talking about, this was done in practice. And we used to scrimmage to those 4-minute increments, right? With no stoppage, right? To really get game prepared, before you start playing games. Not just playing a scrimmage game.
And practice was tough, because if you had a white jersey on, man, you were grabbing, fouling, pushing.
You were doing everything
exactly. Get a red jersey, because if you got a red jersey on before a day or two before the game, you knew you were going to play.
You don't play.
And that practice. I remember when Tom Crean was the coach at Indiana. I went to a couple of practices, and he walked up to me and he said, "Hey, what do you think?" And they had their starting 5, and then their second 5 guys were on the sideline watching, and the first 5 guys were playing against walk-ons and managers. And I said, Coach, why don't you have these guys playing against your first 5? And he goes, what do you mean? I want them watching and learning. I said, they'll learn a lot more guarding these guys. Exactly. And playing against Cody and Oladipo and all these guys, they'll learn way more than standing over there watching. He goes, well, how'd you guys used to do it? I said, we had 7 guys on red and 8 guys on white, and it was a battle every day because you wanted to get a red jersey on. And I didn't care if I made some guy look bad because I was going to foul him and hack him and whatever. But the team got better because practices were hard.
Exactly.
And they were demanding, and that's, you say it, every possession matters, but so does every practice. And
every practice, every EPM. I love it. Yeah, man.
And I'll tell you, that was one of the biggest difference coming out of high school going to Indiana, was how hard that we practiced. There was no day off. You could never relax because he had his eyeballs on you. And just when you think he wasn't watching, he was watching you.
So, as we kind of get back to the game, I want to go into that one word, you talked about yesterday that you spoke of at your banquet, which was preparation.
Oh, yeah.
What better person than Coach Knight? And all we're talking about is preparation that leads to a performance, that you understand your perception, what was expected, your awareness, your alertness. All those things are what we need to do to get this 2-point back, to tie this game back up. Because what I don't want, I see somebody put in a comment, and I'm afraid they're setting up to lay an egg. This Robert Schwartz comment. Yeah, I'm hoping not, because we got to come back.
Well, again, I go back to, this is kind of a confidence game for Indiana, but if they lose this game, I don't think it makes one bit of difference to them heading into the tournament. I really don't. They're going to be a 4 or 5 seed regardless of what happens tonight. And who cares? And now go get ready. Play. If you play tonight, play tomorrow, play Sunday. A lot of emotion. You're not going to be rested. So I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the conference tournaments, especially for teams that are already in the tournament, and you're not going to change your seed that much. So, but going back to that preparation thing, how many times did you sit in the locker room and coach would come in and say, "All right, let's go out and walk through. Hey, let's go out and walk through again." Oh my gosh, we're going to walk through this again. But you knew what was going on and nothing surprised you. There you go. He got the guy on his hip and got to the basket. But going back to that preparation, nothing ever surprised us when we played.
That's right.
We were ready.
Reese picked up his 3rd foul last possession on Trace. Yeah, so Trace needs to take advantage of this. Reese just picked up his 3rd foul. So that's why he was able to go. He can't see. That's all he can do.
Yeah.
Not on that. The possession before that, he picked up his 3rd foul. So now, we shouldn't, if they don't take him out, if you're running in a pick and roll action, everything should be going towards Trace's left and attacking.
Yeah, they gotta attack this guy.
They gotta take advantage of this now. Yeah. He just gave the business thumbs up, and he didn't want to come out. So
they probably ought to take him out though.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get his, or they need to put him on. They need to make a change.
Race.
And put him on race, but they don't have another guy that can handle.
They don't have an off ball rebounder. They don't have. So you're going back. Get out.
4 out and him in the middle. But Trace knows it. Oh, pretty risky there.
Yeah, but see now he had no spacing. There's no spacing to go. That's good defense. That's good hands.
Oh, that's risky play though.
Yeah, very, very risky. Good defense.
Well, looks like Indiana made a concerted effort in the halftime to say, "Hey, we got to guard these 3-point shooters because they're up on these guys now."
And that's why I don't like, no matter what, just my perspective. That's why I don't like when we go under screens, because when teams like Maryland, they may not get downhill, but they love to kick it out for that 3. You're scrambling for long closeouts. So I'm looking out for that. We go over the top. You make that guard make a choice in the decision. They have to make. See, we keep. That's a bailout.
Jeez.
God, leave this. There's nothing going back to the middle but help. If you're not going to attack hard, back it up.
Just so everybody didn't think I'm a homer, how's that not a foul on race? He just took his elbow and
My point to you. This is the 3rd play. Even Trace's last bucket, back in Reese's face.
this Scott for Maryland, he's a tough matchup because he uses his body and he can control the ball. And he kind of just gets wherever he wants to get. And you look at him, you go, this guy can't jump. But you know what? He's very effective because he knows how to play the game. He's a good basketball.
Skill. Exactly. Skill. You're not athletic, you better be skilled.
But he can get to places even though he's not the quickest guy. Right. He can get to places on the floor just by using his body.
Yeah. That's the second look. He knock down the three, come down, make Race run him over.
Yeah, see, and that's where I look at it. Race, this doesn't have to be your time to shoot the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's a good call. He plows him.
Exactly.
Well, now he's got three, so now this is where Malik's got to play basketball, and he's got to play intelligent here and use his skills and you don't have to shoot every single time. Make some plays for some guys, but he's got to do a good job on Scott because this is a tough matchup for Malik here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Off ball, I want to see his. Good defense. Push it. Tough shot.
See, that's not a good shot. That's not a good shot.
That's tough.
Stepping back, falling back, nobody underneath the basket. That's where he's got to get better. But he's very skilled. He's going to be a very good player.
You notice.
See, that's the same nuts.
You notice that Maryland, they do a lot of back downs. They play a lot of ISO.
Yeah, no, and they're taking advantage. I was just going to say
they're taking advantage of it. This is what I'm saying.
Like, it wouldn't shock me right here if Dante Scott is isolated on Malik.
Yep.
Because it's a hard matchup for him because Dante Scott is a clever player. I mean, he's a veteran guy. He's clever. Oh, jeez. Traveling. Yes, well, Maryland took Dante Scott out, so that kind of helps us.
Yeah. What did they call here?
They called a foul.
Oh, no. Yeah. Trace grabbed him. I think Trace was falling. No. He was falling. He actually grabbed him.
Wow, I don't know.
Yeah. No, he did. It was quick. He grabbed him.
He gave him a little.
He was falling.
Tug. Okay.
Yeah. It was a little tug. Yeah. He didn't want to fall, so he grabbed him. It was quick. You're letting him go one-on-one, man. We just talked about that. They're going right at Miller. They're going right at Miller.
They're gonna isolate whoever they think is the bad matchup with this guy.
Yep.
All right, so we start off fine, and now all of a sudden, the last 2 minutes, boom. So we need a good quality shot here. Good shot, go to the basket, get fouled, or a good step back. Boom. See, that's where this Reese is tough. He can handle him.
Now we got to play from behind. Shot, Miller. Thank you. The dude is efficient.
Yeah, well, he needs
less is more with this dude. This dude got to get more shots, like you were saying earlier, man.
He needs to be.
Got to get more shots.
And Indiana needs to help him get a couple more shots because he's not going to get them on his own, right?
Well, okay, so now as a ball handler, Miller just knocked down a shot. Run right back to him. Go right. Let's see what happens. Don't do that. Don't do that. You gotta pay attention to that position. He just knocked down a three. Go back.
No, absolutely. That you gotta know the game, right?
Yeah, you gotta go right back to him or go back to the left side. Or this is the second time actually within 3 or 4 possessions. He's come down and taken a shot. Ill-advised. He took the three with like less than 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, right.
On the left wing. He came down to go one-on-one.
I would say he has not had a real good thought game tonight, a mental game.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a good. I'm lost on the word here. I'm thinking.
I got you. Just game preparation, awareness, flow, feel. I'm with you on that.
He doesn't have a real good feel of this game tonight. He's not having a real. His court sense tonight is off. It's almost like okay, I haven't made many shots. I want to get one in here. I want to get one. I want to make one here.
Yeah.
And Maryland does a good job on him. I mean, they know he's going to pull up, so they're kind of riding him to get him to go all the way to the bucket.
Right.
Which is good preparation by Maryland. I think this guy at Maryland does a pretty good job of, they've done, Trace Jackson Davis scored 18 in the game at Maryland, but it was not a typical 18. He got a lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks because they defended him well and took away his, turning it back to his right shoulder.
That's right. Yeah, but again, like as we're saying, as we're watching the game too, you're talking about, Michael Hawk says ball awareness. Yeah, ball awareness, court vision, whatever you call it. But also Maryland, they exploit their mismatches. They've done that. They've taken that ball right at Miller Kopp. I mean, we need to find ways to do the same thing. I feel we got to take.
But who are you going to do that with?
Well, to me, if you do it, if you're going to do it, you got to do it to me with misdirection action, as we talked about before. Misdirection action, and then get into your ball screens. Well, let Miller Kopp come off. Okay, let him pull out, and now you got and keep on the same side as Trace. We just kind of stand around, watch, and like you said, we play off of what Trace does, but we don't really move well 4-round-1.
No, we don't move until Trace is making a play.
Right, we're reactionary, right?
And there needs to be some action prior to that.
Yeah,
especially for a guy like Miller Kopp. For a guy like Miller Kopp, he can't just stand over in the corner because now he's just making himself easy to guard.
Yeah. And I know his point is going to run to the left corner.
Well, we got lucky there.
Yeah.
All right, I need another stop here. This is interesting.
Double.
Okay, so Scott's back out, and this is where I would think Maryland would go at Malik with Scott.
That's good to see. Tamar was very alert. His first two.
Tamar Bates to me is a key factor for Indiana making a decent run in the tournament because he's very skilled. He can make shots. He's got a great stroke, but he's got to be more efficient on the defensive end.
Correct.
And play without fouling. But there's too many games where he kind of just disappears on offense. And it's almost like if he doesn't make his first or second shot, he's like, I better not shoot this anymore. But he's too good of a player. He's got a lot of skill, that's for sure.
A lot of upside.
And he can shoot the basketball. He's got a great stroke. If he needs to just play with. You get back to, and Coach Knight always used to say, "You guys think you're playing hard. You don't know what playing hard is." And Tamar Bates probably thinks he's playing really hard.
Right.
You can play really hard. Everybody thinks he can play hard, and then you see it on film. You go, "Oh yeah, I could have run back faster."
Yeah, he has another level. That's right. He does have enough level. See, okay. So, like that play right there, you run that play right there, that horn set. Let Trace come set a screen for Miller Kopp coming off of a pin down.
Yeah, what's the guy gonna do?
I mean,
guard him.
You're in trouble.
Oh, wow, that was goaltending. There you go. Maybe this will get him going.
Defense.
Wow, Indiana got away with one there though.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we always used to talk about the guy that's screening, like I used to love to go screen for Jay Edwards.
Exactly.
Because my guy was going to hedge and help, and you can step back. Yeah. The guy that's going to get the shots are the guys that's screening. And if you use Trace Jackson Davis as a pin down screener,
exactly,
post, turn around, bam, there's because now his defender is in a scramble. He's got to either help or you're going to let Miller Kopp get wide open.
I call it. Here's what I teach. I teach S3. Learn how to screen, slip, and score. You are the second cutter. You're the second coming.
That's the guy that's usually going to get open.
That's the one. You go up, I'm going down. You go down, I'm going up. You flare out, I'm posting. Right? You cut back door, I'm popping out. Spacing. Pace and space, man.
Well, we used to run that, we had those rules where the inside guy would screen the outside.
Yeah.
And I loved coming from the block out to the wing, have a guy back cut really hard, and then you just turn and pop, and you're wide open every single time.
That's right.
Every single time. I mean, Calvert used to do that left and right. Cheney, I mean, he would go out and boom, pop, turn around, wide open 16-footer. I mean, it's just amazing that screener. If the guy will cut hard, the guy has to cut hard.
Yeah,
make a purposeful move. If he does, the screener's going to be open.
Yeah, hard and tight, close, no space in between. Screener.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you learn how to cut people up so good. So that's right on, man.
It's just that nobody runs any of that stuff anymore. The NBA game doesn't do it. And now,
as I'm saying, the game now is dribble handoffs, ball screens, double. It's it's all off of predicated on ball, getting downhill, drop coverage on defense reads. I mean, so for me, if a player wants to play at the collegiate level, you gotta learn how to shoot.
Oh yeah, the game is all about shooting now.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to shoot. You gotta learn how to shoot it, and learn a move, learn how to counter for a move, and understand your surroundings. You gotta understand your surroundings. You got to. I mean, and I think that's kind of. I'm not saying a lost art, but it's now all catered towards that ball screen, pick and roll, dribble handoffs, and the learning how to play versus what to play situation.
Yeah, well, so when you work with your guys, is it all individual skill stuff?
Individual, small group, and so I'll give you. Here's what I teach. I teach premium skills that transfer into team concepts that fit any coach's playbook.
Okay.
At the end of the day, seriously, like it's five great pillars of a great offense. Spacing for ball movement. You got to get ball movement for reversals. You said it earlier. You got to have player movement to be hard to guard.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to get downhill, drive, and kick. And a very simple rule I teach: see face, got space, make pass. You get downhill, help side comes out, kick it where they came from. See them back, keep your attack. And then screening, whether it's on or off the ball. I mean, that's every segment of offense.
Yeah. No.
So learn how to learn, and I travel too. I travel the country for the last 11 years. I do camps all throughout the country. I've been in Aberdeen, Scotland as well. I've done basketball camps. I lead basketball camps, and I get coaches that come support it. And I love to talk shop like this. And I got all the stuff written down. I got products, Joe. So we'll definitely talk more about it. But yeah, man. So that's what I'm teaching. Yeah, how to move, cut, yeah, man.
I mean, I think teaching guys how to play off the ball is something that nobody does anymore, because everybody watches and you see the ball and you go, oh yeah, here we go. Because that it controls so much of the game. But if you can play off the ball, you can get yourself a lot of wide open looks.
Yeah.
And they get Reese for his fourth here. Yep. Wow, that's a big play.
That's big. And right now we got a chance to take the lead.
Oh wow. I'm not sure that was a foul either.
Yeah, he fell. I mean, good sale. It was a sale.
Yeah.
He just went up and fell if they showed a replay.
Yeah, I don't think that's a tough call on Maryland. No. And a big call in the game. I mean, 12 minutes ago, he's probably sitting down for 7 minutes here at least.
Yeah. That's where Reese
Indiana needs to take advantage of this.
Yep.
And it's not like Reese is a great scoring threat, but he does do a good job defending, and he makes he's one of the better guys in the league that makes Trace Jackson Davis work for his points and score over him.
Correct.
This doesn't give him a lot of free passage to where Trace gets a lot of those unmolested 1-footers.
Correct. Jalen misses the front end of the free throw. Okay, now we're up by 1, 43-44. 12:22 left. Big stop.
Here.
Big stop. Big stop. Don't get distracted. Help. Close out. Rebound. Oh, we got lucky. Wow. Too soon. Don't. Thank you. M1. Here we go. All right. Stop score. Name of the game now, Joe. Stop. Get a score.
You know what we got? Under 12 timeout, and as you know, we talk about. You know they've gone on this run now.
Yeah.
They got to sustain it.
Yep.
And take advantage of Maryland's foul trouble. So they're in a pretty good position right now, I think. They kind of stemmed the tide. They've gotten that good defender Reese in foul trouble. And now got to come out of this timeout being aware, because what is Maryland going to try to do? Maryland's going to try to run something on an ISO or a down screen, pick and pop for a three. And we got to be able to make sure that we defend that.
Yep. Right now we're up. My ticker hadn't updated. All right, 44-43, 12:10 left.
No, we're up 46-43 now, aren't we? Didn't Trace just
make and one.
Yeah, he had one. So he's going to shoot a free throw when we come out.
There we go. Updated. He's updated. 46-43. Thank you for that. Yeah, key right now, I think Race Thompson has 4 fouls.
Well, I know he had 3. I didn't see him get his 4th, but
he's out right now
tonight. Malik's been better. Malik's been actually better than him. Yeah. Race has got 3 fouls.
Race has 3. Okay, Race has 3.
But Malik's been more efficient tonight. I mean, Malik's, he's got Malik's got 10 rebounds tonight already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Fred asked a question, Joe. He said, how and when did you guys practice free throws?
So what we did would, you'd go out and shoot them on your own or whatever, but the way Coach Knight did it is we would practice super hard, and then he'd just say, stop, free throws. And you were shooting free throws when you were tired. Yeah. And you wouldn't shoot 100 of them. You'd shoot probably 10 or 12, and then we'd go back into – it was almost like a TV timeout for 2.5 minutes. Yep. And then we'd get back up and down the floor for 8-10 minute free throws, and then – so you were always shooting free throws, and he never let you just stand there and shoot. You shot 2. And then we had times where he said, all right, every shot's a 1-on-1. Yeah. Make the first, get the second. If you miss the first, get off the line. And we had 6 baskets set up in Assembly Hall. So there was usually 2 or 3 guys at a hoop. And we shot free throws as if it was a game situation when you're running up and down, your heart's pounding a little bit and you're a little tired.
Yep. No. And going back to this, so another thing I talk about, any system, Joe, is always created to produce a predictable result. And Coach Knight in 88, in 78, in 98, practice was the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he made his adjustments, but when you have a system, it produces a predictable result. And that's exactly how we did the same thing. It was always free throws. It was never stop. It was free throws, right?
Yep. Just yell it out.
Free throws. That's all he said.
And
you ran to the basket. That was your time to get a little more Gatorade.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember October 15th or October 16th, that first week of practice. Oh, God, we need free throws. We need free throws.
Yeah. Well, he would say it's free throws, and you just ran and got, okay, water bottle needed. And that's it, man. You're right.
Oh, but think about that. How much sense that makes to shoot free throws when you're, in that situation.
Yes, hey Fred. So you said everything. I can only imagine. Speaking probably out of turn, but I think he would appreciate this. For Joe, I know it myself. Everything's intentional, man. Everything's deliberate, right? Coach Knight taught that.
Yeah, there's a purpose behind everything.
Everything was purposeful, man. Even to where he would be suppositional with his non-negotiables. You're on practice at 8 or 10. You're gonna practice. 10, coach. Okay.
We'll go there.
It's like we're gonna practice. All right, you say 8 or 10, it doesn't matter. The guy said he gave you a choice. And I remember watching a clip, Joe, and he actually talked about that on a local Indiana news channel about how he would make us feel good. But it was like, basically, you're going to do what I want to do. I'm going to just make you think you got a part of this. It was always supposition. You want this and you want that. You're going to get one of them.
Oh, that was smart, though, when you got guys that are 18 to 22 years old.
That's right. That's right. Give them some pull, right? Give them a little leeway. Let's see what happens here. 49-43.
Indiana's really got pretty good control of this right now, and Maryland's getting frustrated. You can see
frustrated.
They're not making shots. Indiana's made a couple tough shots over them, and now they're getting frustrated.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening. And those long threes, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah, well, they haven't been shooting.
With respect to Robert earlier, you're not that those shots become tough second half.
Here's the interesting. Maryland's bringing back Reese, which probably got to. I mean, the game's going to get out of hand, but this is not an opportunity to get him out of the game right now. I mean, this is the game's getting away from Maryland, and they've got to do something. So now let's see if Indiana can grind this out.
That's right.
Defend and block out. Don't give him anything easy here. Make him earn a bucket here.
Big stop.
Yeah, see, that's fine. That goes in, that's okay.
Yep. Good defense.
Made him take a tough shot. That's good defense.
Yep. Yeah, again, tough twos, tough threes, one shot, no shot, box out. That's no trace. I don't even know why he's showing it. Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's a charge. Oh! Wow, I might be able to
Wow.
That was a little iffy there. Wow.
That was.
That's pretty good.
I thought Malik was in great position, help side position.
That's a little bit of a bailout there.
Yeah. That's tough. I thought, unless he was moving, I thought he was in great position outside.
Oh, that's a foul. Jeez. Wow. Maryland's gone dead cold, and Indiana's rebounding. Huge.
Yep, big time rebound.
Yeah, you can see it.
Hey, yeah, exactly. That could have been that fifth foul. I know what you're saying.
And Indiana's got a little pep in their step now.
Big shot. Tamar set. Feet set. Basket wet. Love it.
Yeah, this is
love it.
This is another good 5-minute stretch they've played.
Yeah.
And Indiana plays. I mean, Indiana plays good basketball for a lot of their games, but they always have 7-8 minutes where it's just what are you doing? And those have been the ones that have those stretches are what hurts them in these games because they play a lot of good basketball.
Yeah, we have stretches where it's like, what
are you doing?
What are we doing?
The Michigan game on Sunday was like,
what are we doing?
The last 8 minutes of the first half, the first 5 minutes of the second half, was like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? It's the question I always ask myself. Like, what is
now? Again, now they've come back out here and they've actually they got control of this game now, and so now just keep playing and keep doing the things that you're doing. Like Michigan the other day against Indiana, they got ahead by 10 or 12, and you could see they just slowed the whole game down.
Yep,
and now every shot was at the end of the shot clock, forced up buckets, bad 3-point shots, and it snowballs. Indiana just needs to keep being efficient, keep being hard to guard. And nothing easy here. Block out, they make tough shots, that's fine.
Stay down. Play discipline. Good defense, Malik.
Yeah, that was good.
And look how we got him high on the 3-point line. You know a pick and roll's coming. I don't like the switch.
Yeah, but you know what? we're guarding the 3-point line this half.
Yeah.
We're not sagged back into the lane. We're making guys drive, put on the floor.
Good block. Good recovery. God blows by, you block a shot because Malik shows help. Shows great help presence. Way to cut through.
Well, what are you going to do?
That's a tough shot. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you make that, we're good.
Now he had to shoot it because of the shot clock, but
exactly. Just keep executing. Good baseline run. We got to make that.
Or feed it.
Yeah. Wide open. Come on.
So this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we got, see.
5
points in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, and all because we don't block out and do anything. This needed a timeout here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now Maryland's starting to feel good about themselves.
Feel good. Yeah.
And Maryland's at a point now in the game. We got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Gotta go. They're playing with a sense of urgency. You're right.
Wow. I mean, they've made some tough shots. I'll give them that. But now, coming out of this timeout now, this is what we used to always talk about. All right, let's get a good shot. Let's get this. Or if we were in the 1-and-1, hey, let's be hard to guard. Let's get to the line. Let's get to the line. Because we talked about getting to the free throw line so much because that was what we wanted to do. Be hard to guard, and people are going to start grabbing and holding.
Yeah.
And let's get to the line. Let's get the ball inside and kick it out. There's a purpose coming out of this timeout. Doesn't necessarily we didn't run any plays.
No, you know that.
Motion offense, whatever, but get something that works.
Right.
And this is a time where they got to get a good shot here or get fouled. And that's key to sustaining stuff and then stopping people from making runs.
Correct. Interesting part too, as you talked about that, we didn't run any plays. People will be amazed when I tell them that, like,
we never ran a play.
We didn't run any plays. Like, as much as you all have a coach nice and disciplinarian coaching, but he allowed us to play in space. We had rules, and you played off the rules. And I don't know if that's genius or not saying you got to X and O everything. Now they got to after timeout play, a baseline out of bounds play, a play for a play. Back in my day too, Tom Izzo, Izzo. Yeah, it was Izzo. It wasn't Izzo. Izzo had signs.
Yeah.
Okay, they had signs. I mean, it was like, I remember talking to a guy, Ray Weathers, who played for Michigan State. I was like, man, how do you guys remember all those signs? Like, what was that? Like,
we
had no plays. Yeah,
and I go back to when Smart hit the shot. We didn't set up a play. Hey, we run a regular offense, and whoever gets the first good shot, let's say, because we knew we were going to screen and do all that stuff. And and literally, people always ask us. I said, if we ran our offense the right way, somebody was going to get open. Yeah, you may not make the shot, and there was nights where it just didn't go your way, but literally, because the responsibility of the cutter was to go where the defender didn't go.
Exactly.
If the defender went under, you pop back. The defender went tight or trailed you, you went tight. And so, like you said, we had rules, but there were rules that you could improvise on.
That's right.
And it was, but there was never any plays. There you go.
That's a shot right there. That's a shot.
There you go. And that may have been a nice little play that they ran out because that's good offense right there. You got our best mid-range shooter getting a wide open shot off of a play because who screened?
Yep, Trace
screens. His guy doesn't want to help.
Can't help. Exactly right. There we go.
I mean,
right now, 56-48. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
I mean, go right back to that play that they just ran.
Right now, the score is 56-48. Let's see what happens.
Oh. Good cut.
Good cut. See, I want to see that more often. Whoever doubles, that's the man that dives. You dive. Let's get weak side action, kind of refill the space. Now you got a guy like Miller Kopp that might rotate up from the left corner to the wing. Now you got a practice three. I feel really good about him taking. But that's the first time I saw them cut all game.
Well, the thing is he cuts.
Yep.
Trevino cuts. Even if Davis doesn't throw the ball,
correct.
Just drug everybody in there.
Everybody has converged. Correct.
They all go with him.
Correct.
You know, and so just been more efficient this half. That's for sure.
Right now we're up 57-48, 7:32 left, second half. Free throw woes.
Yeah, we haven't shot free throws very well.
Yeah, we have not shot free throws well. Get a good stop. Way to take away that ball screen.
He's done.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I mean that was all set up by Jalen.
There you go. Exactly. That's why I'm a fan of going over the top of screens, because you make the ball handler got to make a choice that he's not ready to make. I love that. I love the fact that we played that tight. That was a great possession. You know they're coming. Get out, Emily. Knock down. Come on.
It's a good shot.
Good shot. We need that shot. It's the one that's the one you want to take.
Just seems like we never make it.
Yeah. I hear you. Way to fight on top. Sorry. Thought Miller had more help responsibility.
All right, Maryland's got 6 fouls now. We got to take advantage of this.
You
take it to them. Let's get to the line. Let's not be easy to guard, and let's not grind this down to where there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, because we're getting stale here. Look, we're now this is where we go. We just go to Davis, and we're just hoping he makes a play. And you know what? Okay, he makes a play, but we're getting to a point where we're getting stagnant. We're dribbling Jalen over to the right side, and we're dumping it in, and everybody else is standing around. Now we're being easy to guard, and we're hoping that Davis is going to make some plays.
You're letting him off the hook a little bit. Good defense.
Yep, that was nice.
Good up. Good defense.
But again, we're getting into this. Now we're kind of just walking the ball.
Walking it up. Yep.
You know, and this is keep going.
Don't rush it. You don't have to rush it.
Yeah, you see, that's right. He struggles to score over people.
Yeah, you don't have to rush that.
He needs a little jump hook. He needs a little fadeaway shot to be able to score over people. He just doesn't. You know, if there's a weakness that he has, that's it. He's so athletic and quick and good with the ball that he can get guys on his hip and he gets the angles and he can score, but he's going to have to learn how to score over people.
Yeah. Like in that situation, all things being equal, okay, finish off 2 feet, shot. Whoa, what's that? Finish off 2 feet, shot fake. Guy can't foul you. Can't touch it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Reese is in a position. He's
right.
Doing whatever he can not to foul.
Right, correct.
But our defense has been way better this half.
Yeah.
I mean, Maryland hasn't gotten any wide open threes. We've defended the line better. We've done a pretty good job on the boards. And you know what? It's just been a better defensive effort in the second half, and Maryland struggled to score. What? Wow, what do they call there?
They called the moving screen. Was it
illegal? It's illegal.
Or clear out Jalen. They called it clear out. Might have had an offhand clear out the defender.
Yeah. Well, instead of seeing a replay of the ball going 100 feet in the air,
exactly. Yeah, Mark, we got to hit our bunnies, man. We've had some good possessions defensively.
No, they've played here in this second half. They haven't. I mean, I don't remember one. There hasn't been an easy shot. I mean, they've gotten into Maryland and made things difficult for them just by attacking them. Kind of. I mean, there hasn't been an open look yet. So they obviously got after him a little bit at halftime. Charge.
Wow.
Tamar doesn't get many calls.
No. That was great position.
The guy just buries his shoulder.
Buries his shoulder right into him.
Oh, wow. Man, I don't know about that call.
Wow.
I mean, what else? That's perfect D.
That's great. Gave him space to make a play. Lowered shoulder. Ball don't lie.
Feels like we're up 15 and we're only up 8.
I know. Yeah, Fred asked, did we practice taking the charge? Yes. I remember doing that plenty of times. I'm not sure about you guys, but I remember us doing that.
We had to do it one day after we didn't have a very good game.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember just
but Coach would always talk about, hey, get in there. You gotta slide in front of that guy. You're not gonna block shots. Just get in front and let him run you over.
Yeah, stuff doesn't just haphazardly happen. I mean, these are things that are conditioned. I don't want to make charge. I took it my day, but you do practice these things in preparation of knowing you can't block it in the air and get vertical. You need to be on the ground, making this guy score over you, right? And we see the struggle, I think you say the struggle that Trace has at learning how people can test his shot, how they can test it. It's hard for him to score the ball. Right now, we're up by 10, 61-51. I mean, we just got to sustain. Now, that TV timeout's coming up. So let's see if we can get us a good stop here.
Nah.
That's it. Yeah. Call it no man's land.
Yeah, I mean, who
you got caught in no man's land. You're going to get mad. You got caught in no man's land, Race.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a bad foul.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If they come back and show this on replay, he's standing straight up.
Straight up.
You can't defend, and you caught him in the first half just standing straight up in the lane. You can't defend standing still and straight up. You got to be down and ready.
Yeah, and he
wasn't there.
And that's the misnomer to me about today's game, about athleticism, because we're not that good upright. All of a sudden now I'm down ready to go. Nowhere in the world, man. If you're down the stance, you're in a stance, even if you're denying that, you're in a stance, you can get it, you can retreat, you can back up, you can move your feet. You open up
he could have backed up there.
Now you can slow down that ball handler, get back to your man.
And if he pulls up and shoots it,
right?
Okay,
fine. Okay, exactly. You know what? Right.
If you make that shot, then we're okay with that.
Right, correct.
But fouling him there is just that's just
in no man's land.
That's a game situation. Yep. Situational basketball. You cannot foul there.
Right.
Make him make a tough shot, but he wasn't down and ready to go. So and we're harping on some stuff, but this is the difference from being good and great.
Hey, say it.
Good and everybody wants to be good. Yeah. But who's willing to be great by making sure you're down a stance every single time? Oh, and you're right. It's a small difference, but that's what makes teams win, and it makes teams hard to beat by every single play, every single possession. There's no let up. There's no let up.
None. And it may not show up in the big stats, but the hustle plays, I call them 80-20s, right? We win 80% of those battles right there. That play right there, we win that battle. That's something to stand on. It's something we can grow up on.
Coach used to say all the time, hey, when you get in, just be a positive contributor.
That's right.
You don't have to score. You don't have to block out. Don't let your guy get a rebound. Don't turn it over. Play good defense. You can be a great contributor and help us whether you score no points or 20 points. I mean, it's just and that's everybody gets so caught up about how much everybody's scoring.
Right.
And you can help teams win. Like we talked earlier about Galloway. Galloway's a guy that doesn't have to score to help the team win. But everybody gets all caught up in that. Oh, I got to score. I got to score. Coach was really good about, talking about guys that made great contributions.
Impact, exactly.
And pump those guys up, even if they didn't score a lot of points.
Yep. Hey, you got a comment here from Fred says, you guys make Robbie Hummel sound like a rookie. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Well, we can say things Robbie may not be able to say. Robbie, right? So you said PC, positive contributor. Robbie has to be PC, political contributor on the Big Ten Network. He can't give his opinion like we can give. We can kind of talk a little bit, right? I mean, we can go and again, not being critical either, right?
Okay, so now we just had a terrible possession here,
right?
Race fouls, and now these are things that now we've done a way better job of handling the ball in the second half. But again, now we're getting down to crunch time and who can make plays and who you can trust.
Right.
And possession by possession and not, we're gonna get the ball back here in 10 seconds. All of a sudden now, here we go.
All right, right now 61-55, 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Oh, come on.
And Race has another turnover.
To the short corner. We know better than this.
No, Race has kind of lost it here in the last minute here. And now he's a little shook and you take him out. No, they're not going to, but he needs to settle down here.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they bang in a three and it's a game.
It's a game.
See, and this is the stuff that Galloway's got to quit doing.
Yeah, all the antics. All the antics. Yes, too many antics. Too many.
Well, he fouls unnecessarily where it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But we've kind of made it easy here on Maryland since that TV timeout in the last 30 seconds.
Played their game.
Oh, wow, that's big.
Good box out. Take care of the rock. Bring your sets and actions.
No, I got lucky.
Double pump. Double pump.
He got lucky there.
Golly. Guess I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. I guess is what happened, huh? That's a big time stuff.
Right, that's a big possession,
Yep. Good. Fight on top. Good. Yep. I love it. Love it. Way to ice it. Right on top. Make it tough. I take that. Sorry. That ball screen is in the game to stay, Joe.
I know.
I mean, it's we probably witnessed over 200 plus, and I wish I had a stat guy. We've probably seen over 200 plus ball screens from both teams. Just ball screen.
I remember at practice, if you went over and screened the ball, coach would stop practice and yell and go, "What are you doing? Why are you bringing that defensive player over to the guy who's going to get the ball? Get the hell away from him and go screen."
Yep.
We never screen the ball ever. But that's the whole game now. All right, we need some movement here. Let's not get stagnant here. Almost looks like Maryland's gone to a little bit of a zone.
They're in the zone.
Yeah, they've gone to a little zone here.
A little zone.
Which I don't understand why more teams don't zone Indiana.
Yeah. We got lucky right there. Well, pass the ball.
Wow, he hits some big shots.
Big shot. Big shot.
Yeah, the shot clock. I mean, he was open. That was good. I mean, he's done this all year. He's hit some huge shots all year. Like he hit a huge shot against Michigan the other day.
Big shot.
When nobody really talked about it. I mean, it's huge. Well, there you go. Now, all right, there's good court awareness.
Yep.
Nice.
Now keep it and control the tempo.
See, we're standing though. Gosh,
early. He not get off the ball.
Oh,
what? They call for. Hey.
I'm an Indiana fan, but that's a charge.
They did call charge. They didn't call charge.
No, that's a block. He just fell.
What? Hey.
I mean,
what?
What's the guy supposed to do here? Jump straight into it.
What?
That's a charge.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, man.
Well, wait. Did they call that on the reach-in? Because he missed 4.
I thought he had 4 already.
He did. They must have called it on the reach-in. Because that was a charge.
They must have called it before.
Yeah,
this must be a bonus.
Let's see.
This must be a bonus.
This is the 3.
Yeah.
That was a big shot.
Big shot. This must be a bonus right here, 1+. This may not be on. I was gonna say because.
No, I mean.
That's a shot right there, man. That right there. I mean, again, if I'm scouting him, you got. I don't want to give the game plan up. If we sound like Robbie Humble, I don't want nobody to listen to it. I'm gonna be quiet. I don't want to give the game plan up. But I love the fact again that he has a hard to dribble stop, drop coverage, and pop the shot. Right, old school feel the flow of the game.
Well, yeah, and that's. Nobody does that anymore. Everybody wants to shoot a 3 or shoot a little floater, as they call it. And he stops, and I mean, he's had it. All of a sudden you look up and Hoosier got 19 points.
Yep.
And we were kind of talking about him early on where he was struggling a little bit and trying to force a couple things, but he makes big shots. He made a big shot in the Michigan game to tie the game with the minute and a half or so to go, and. He's made big shots all year, and he's a freshman. The guy's a good player. He's got a great future ahead of him.
Yeah. Is he coming back?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to be in the top 15, how do you come back?
Yeah, unless you don't like that positioning.
Yeah, but as a guard with. I mean, he's not an electric guard. He's just a good, solid guy. I mean, where's he get? I mean, is he going to get up into the 2nd or 3rd, 4th pick? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, I don't even want to go. I don't want to get into that. I don't want people.
No. Right
another right act. But it's just interesting because Trace came back last year, and I think it did him some good.
Well, I mean, I think any kid that stays. It's always going to help him to stay.
Right.
But if you go and they pay you all this money, and now they're going to work with you on the skills that you need.
All those skills we talked about. Correct. Right.
The guys that I have a problem with are the guys that look out and they go, oh, yeah, I'm going early, and then they don't get drafted. What do you think?
Right.
I mean, and you see it every year. So there's 60 draft picks in the NBA, and there'll be 120 guys that are declaring early. They've got eligibility left. Figure that out. There's all these seniors, and so they're getting bad information, obviously. But and maybe some of this NIL stuff will help with that.
Right.
But I don't know. I think Hoosier-Fino's got a good future just because he's got some skill. He's got some size too. That's the other thing. He's got good size. And will he go to the NBA and be an all-star his 1st or 2nd year? Probably not. But he's gonna get better and better and better. He's not an electric guy like DeAndre Fox was, and even a Morant. I mean, that's just not his game. He's not going to play.
He's more of a poise. He plays with a lot of poise.
Well, he's going to, if he can get on with a team where he doesn't have to be a big scorer,
right,
and just manage the game. You know, you hear a lot about that in the NFL with quarterbacks.
Right.
Just manage the game.
Yeah.
He's going to play in the NBA for a long time. He's a good player.
Yeah. So right now it looks like the setup to play.
Yeah. So Indiana's got to turn around and play at 3:30 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to get done tonight. It's 10:15 up in Chicago right now.
Yep.
So really, you know, tomorrow they got to play at 2:30 Chicago time. They're probably not getting back to the hotel and in bed until at least 1:30 tonight. So now they got to turn back around and play at 3. I mean, yeah, you want to win, and I get it, but I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of these tournament runs. I just don't know how much energy you waste winning 3 games in a row and then have a quick turnaround for the NCAA tournament. Now, Indiana needed to play well and get a win after their last 2 games because I don't think they were real happy with what happened at the Michigan game. And you know they were – they got it handed to them after the Iowa.
You know that.
So, you know.
Looks like it'll come down to free throws. So
yeah, I mean, now we got to knock them down, and this is fine. Right. You know, Indiana won this game, though, or should win this game because they played very well defensively in the second half. They took away Maryland's 3-point shots.
Exactly.
They eliminated open looks. Every bucket that Maryland got in the second half was a very good individual play, tough shot for them.
Exactly.
Nothing came easy, and the only thing that Indiana's going to look at in this game is free throws.
And look, we just missed a free throw.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't shot free throws very well.
We have not shot free throws well. Can't let them go 2 shots of possession. Come on, 3 rebounds. Get off the ball. You gotta make that.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Maryland helped us out here a little bit, but Maryland's a team that really kind of like a lot of Big Ten teams. Just they don't win away from home.
Nope.
And like I said, going into the tournament, the NCAA tournament, I'm a little worried about what these Big Ten teams are going to do because most of them won most of their games at home.
Yeah.
Now Indiana had a great win at Purdue, but then you turn around and they have a terrible loss against Iowa. But you know, it goes back to can you win on the road because now we're going to go every game's away from home in the tournament. And I've heard some of my buddies say, "Oh, Indiana should go get to play in Louisville. They deserve it." Indiana's going to be a 4th or 5th seed, probably a 4th seed.
Right?
Why should they get to play? They didn't earn anything to get to play at home, basically an hour or 2 hours away. And you know, everybody says, "Oh, the NCAA does that to get ticket sales and this that." The NCAA needs to make the NCAA tournament fair. You shouldn't have to. Unless you're a 1 or a 2 seed. You shouldn't be playing near your home base.
And you saw what just happened?
Well, that was the right call, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying you saw what happened.
Yeah, they fouled Jackson Davis. And tried to go shoot. But he thought he got fouled. But, I mean, Davis was the guy that got fouled.
Joe, I used to do that all the time.
Go shoot it for people?
I'm not lying. Joe, I used to go one-on-one situations. I used to run right to the free throw line all the time. That's why I recognized it. I'm like,
you knew you were gonna make it.
Yeah, well, and I knew, and I'm like, I'm glad Jalen went up there, even though we missed the first one, right? And luckily, the referee was paying attention enough. It's a big win for us.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the way they played the last 2 home games,
big win.
You know, even though they won they won that Michigan game, I just kind of feel like they weren't feeling real great about themselves. So this is a good win. And then, you know, they're going to have a tough game tomorrow. The one thing that's going to help them tomorrow is Penn State's played, you know, Thursday night, tonight, overtime game. I mean, Penn State's going to be and you know what Penn State's going to hear tonight? Oh, you're in. That win against Northwestern, you're in.
They're going to relax.
And so they're going to relax a little bit. And now they're going to be thinking, well, you know, we probably don't need to win this game against Indiana.
Right. We don't have to go all out. Yeah, we have.
But that's That's just human nature, right?
Yep. Exactly. Sit down, Miller.
Well, good win.
Yeah. Good comeback. Good win.
They're the better team, though. They got better.
Yeah, I mean, we were the better team.
You know, they've just got Maryland's a tough little group. They're well coached. They just don't play very well away from home.
Yep.
And Indiana's got better players, and their willingness to defend in the second half is why they won the game.
Was why we won. I mean, there's no doubt whatsoever. I can't really tell you offensively the spark. You know, obviously Jalen's hit some big shots, but collectively, I think we played better when we played team defense. Woody's word, we galvanized and we play from that. And I think that's that's really good. So we win by 10. Joe, one, I tell you, man, it's a blast. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
You know, man, I'm glad. Again, iron sharpens iron, man. So even learning more and more about your situation in Indiana, how crazily similar it was, but the difference of span of time, again, the testament of learning the system, and a lot of things I know you still do to this day, I still do to my day to system.
Well, it's funny because when we get with ex-players all the time and guys that played before me, guys that played after me, you hear the same stories. It's just a different name.
Different name.
And so I always say stuff to people like to coaches like there was a method to his madness.
Yeah.
Because it was the same guys 5, 6 years, 10 years from when I played, heard the same story, the same stuff. About the same time of the year, always kind of in the middle of December, somebody's going to get yelled at. And we're going to have some issues. And I mean, it's just funny to go back and hear all that same stuff. But you brought it up tonight is just how Coach Wood, that was the program.
Correct.
And you kind of learned that as a freshman. You got to do some stuff as a sophomore, and then you played a lot as a junior and senior, and you were to carry that on.
Right.
And you were to teach guys when they got there, hey, this is the way this is going to be. And, I mean, it's such a different thing now. Like, we were never allowed to go out to bars and stuff like that in the season. Right. I mean, but we held each other accountable for that. And I think some of that stuff now today, coaches have a tough time holding guys accountable because you're worried that guys are going to get upset and leave and transfer. Sure. And I think one of the, the NIL thing I'm okay with. Now it's gotten out of hand because it's become a pay-per-play deal, which I don't know if that's what it was supposed to be. But this transfer rule where you can just leave, and we talked about it, and not have to sit out a year.
Exactly.
You're just letting guys. You've eliminated guys come in as a freshman. They don't play much. They think they're getting screwed, and I got to leave. There's no development process anymore, and it's a shame. Now, if a coach leaves, I think, okay, you should be able to transfer and go play right away. But if you're just leaving because you don't like it or you get a better NIL deal somewhere else, then you should have to sit out a year. Yeah. That's just my belief. I just think the transfer rule in the portal in football, in basketball, it's just making it I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, it's interesting you said this, and you described as a freshman you don't get playing time or you're away or what do you want to call that? You leave. So I went to the Conference USA game last night where Florida Atlantic played against Western Kentucky. Okay. And Florida Atlantic's head coach, Joe, is a former basketball manager, Coach Dusty May. Dusty May was with me from 94 to 98.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah.
Right? He's the head coach at Florida Atlantic. And right now, they are the number 1 seed in Conference USA.
Oh, nice. So they got a shot.
They got a shot.
Do you think they have to win the tournament to get in?
They have to win. So conferences, they got to win. Well, right now, they're playing the finals tomorrow.
Okay, well, good for them.
Right. But lo and behold, who do I see on Western Kentucky's team? Christian Lander.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you explain kind of. I'm not getting my way, getting playing time. I leave. Nothing against him.
I always thought that Christian, somebody gave him bad advice to come out of high school early.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't physically ready.
Nope.
And his confidence got crushed.
Correct.
And he just wasn't big enough to go play against. I mean, he was 17 years old. I mean, it was just leaving high school early. That's just that was a bad move by him. But he had to go and you know, and I get it. But he didn't leave after 1 year.
Correct.
He left after 2 years.
Correct.
He probably had some conversations about where do I stand.
Right.
We're bringing in Jalen Hoosier. You know, that's a transfer that makes sense. Guys that come in and don't play the first year or whatever. But the problem with this thing too now is there's coaches that go, oh, this guy's in the transfer portal. Hey, Charlie, I'm sorry, you need to go because you're never playing.
Exactly.
And so there's coaches running guys off of teams, and that's not good. That's not that. If I'm a head coach at a decent program like Indiana, I don't know how many freshmen I go recruit.
Right.
I just go find the best 4 or 5 guys out of the transfer portal every year and bring in juniors and seniors, and I'm just gonna have older teams than everybody else. Because I'll tell you what the thing is, you got older guys like Indiana does this year.
Yeah.
You're gonna beat teams that got young guys.
Yeah.
I don't care if the young guys are better and whatever. I mean, you know, we always hear about this stuff about the Fab Five. Fab Five, blah, 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 blah. Fab Five never won a Big Ten.
Exactly.
And they lost in the finals. They got there, but they never won anything.
Right.
Because when they got to that point, they were freshmen and sophomores or whatever. Now playing against guys that are 22, 23, they're just give me a 23-year-old guy that's been around like Trace Jackson over a freshman superstar, number 1 lottery pick. I'll take that 23, 24-year-old guy every day. Every day, all day, man. And you're gonna win. I mean, that's why I thought Indiana had a chance to be really good this year because they had a lot of older guys and depth and you know, guys that have been around and been through it. I mean, that's huge. I mean, look at the difference between your guys when you guys came in as freshmen and to when you were seniors. What a difference. Yeah. You know, not only how to play, but just physically bigger, stronger, and then more experienced.
Joe, you got time for a post game?
Yeah, if you need to do it.
Yeah. So hey, here it is. So
how long do we do it for?
Well, I'm gonna do it as long as I'm driving tomorrow to Tennessee, so I probably got another 10 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I can help you out.
Yeah, I want another 10 minutes. If people got questions, they want to kind of
perfect. Let's do it.
Love it, man. So Chet, I want to do this too. I want to make sure that you have it. So Joe Lincoln, I know you hear me. Can we make sure that Joe Hillman has the post game link in his email so we can switch over?
Okay, I got to go to a different
right
link,
now.
Charlie.
So so you'll get a different. I'm gonna get off this one. We're gonna start another one.
Okay.
So everybody, we appreciate you. I'm hoping that you love the stories from Joe and Charlie today. So we'll go ahead and get over the other link for the post game show. But thank you all. Keep attacking, and I'll see you shortly.